Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here, and you're going to be glad you're here because today I'm going to answer a question that was posted in the comment section of one of my recent videos featuring the Baumolite mini stand-on skid steer and the mini mulching head. The question was, why is that any better than a rotary mower on the back of a tractor? Because in that video I was mulching some brush, some thick brush, some briars, things like that. And yes, I get it. I get why you would think that, and in that case, or in some cases, a rotary mower would handle exactly what I was doing here. So today I'm going to answer that question, but I'm also going to push this thing a little bit and test it. You know, I don't know about beyond its capacity, but I tend to do that here on the channel with my equipment. I like to think that I don't abuse my equipment, but I do utilize it to its fullest capacity. We'll say it that way. Anyway, so why was I using this back in the woods? Well, the main reason was maneuverability. This thing is really narrow, so you can get in good tight places. It's highly maneuverable compared to a rotary mower on a tractor. If I was trying to back in there with the tractor and this rotary mower on the back, you've got this really long piece of equipment. You're going between trees. It's just difficult, where this is super maneuverable. Not to mention, being a stand-on mini skid steer, you don't have the ROPS up high, so anything that you essentially can walk under, you can fit with this. So you can get in low places, you can get under trees and things like that. So it has its purpose, and it can do more than what I was showing in that particular video. So I'm going to start this up and, well, I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So Irma and Kermit are doing some pre-trimming for me, getting the low-lying leaves. Thanks, Kermit. I appreciate that. Good job, buddy. Good job. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. This is a gum tree, and at the base, it's about 6 inches in diameter, plus that side growth there. So we're looking at possibly 8 inches. Now, can this brush mulcher take down that tree? I don't know. I'm going to say I think so, because like anything, if you take it slow and easy, you can get through it. But I want to know if, well, compared to cutting this off with a chainsaw and then maybe coming out with a stump grinder and leveling the stump, is this going to work better or quicker? The fact that I don't feel like hooking up the stump grinder, I don't feel like messing with the chainsaw, because I have this machine right here and I just want to see what its capabilities are. So we're going to do that. We're going to hook this thing up. Well, it's already hooked up. We're going to drive this thing up to the tree and take it down. The other thing is, you notice I'm in a tight spot here. The tree is leaning this way, so that's the way it's going to fall. Although I do have a pusher on top there, it's going to fall that way because this is kind of an open space. And you know, this is tight back here between these firewood totes and that container back there, so I can get this back there and push it and mulch it or grind it down. We'll see. You know what I'm talking about. Let's just try it. I'll actually do 2 passes. I'll cut it high and then I'll cut it low. Well, there you have it. The stump is level with the ground. It doesn't grind it below the surface like a stump grinder would, but at least it's level with the ground, and that's all we really need back here. That is, maybe I should measure it, but that's got to be about 8 inches across there, maybe 6 or so across there. I'm going to say 8 inches there. Anyway, a live gum tree. It gnawed through it. Really, that was pretty much real time. Very little editing here, just changed a few camera angles, but it didn't take long at all. Now, would it be quicker to cut it down with a chainsaw? Yeah, I'm sure it would. But you know what? If you're set up and you're out in the woods and you don't want to be messing with that equipment and you've already got this thing going, why not just use it? Now, you probably saw a few times where the mulcher would just come to a stop, and that's because it's hydraulically driven. So I guess it has a bypass on the hydraulic pump to keep it from jamming the pump or stalling the engine. But if you go too quickly, you just basically stop that hydraulic system from turning. So that's kind of a good feature, I think. You can sense when you're going a little too fast into something, or if you got too big of a bite, you'll hear it bog down, you'll hear that stop. So it's good to just back off and take lesser of a bite. But that should answer your question about what can this little thing actually do. Well, it actually can do quite a bit. And that was I think that was a pretty extreme example for a small machine like this. You're not gonna go out cutting down fields of 8-inch trees. It's just not what it's made for. But you might have 3-inch trees, which are too big for my rotary mower on my tractor. You might have 3.5-inch, 4-inch trees. So it will go through those. And again, the maneuverability is what's unbeatable about this thing. So I hope that answers your question. I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed on YouTube or followed on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, I invite you to join me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.